The zucchini slices on the grill look good. They're well marinated and browning with the roasting fire. Next, I put the sausages and the burgers over the flames. The crackle and sizzle sound good to my ears. I proudly use my tongs, expertly rotating the hot meats. I'm a Midwesterner. Glancing over my right shoulder, I realize that I'm not alone. A black and yellow butterfly feeds on the purple blooms of our aptly named butterfly bush. I know I'm not the only one who's hungry. In between grill rotations, I jump in with the kids kicking the soccer ball around in our little backyard. We pretend we're playing on a grand field, cutting left and right, spinning, rotating, striking, scoring, goal. After taking a sip of my delightfully cool and sweating can of LaCroix water, I return to the developing feast on the grill. Life is pretty good. But then I look at my Fitbit, my watch, which monitors how many steps I take and what distance I walk in a day. And today, my step count is quite poor. 30 seconds later, I think, really? Is it that bad? So I look again, and it has started. I've gone back into the screens. Soon, I think it's pretty warm today. I wonder what the temperature and heat index are. Of course, I don't have to wonder. I can know. So look on my iPhone for our exact zip code. Next, I'm curious what's happened today on the presidential campaign trail, so I look on the political news. I snap out of it, knowing I have to put the phone down. The sausages are starting to blacken, needing my attention. And at the same time, Micah and Ellis plead simultaneously, "Dad, aren't we playing soccer?" The butterfly is long gone. Before we sit down to dinner, I have to grab some groceries out of the car. Approaching the front sidewalk, I hear a voice which I do not recognize. A woman is walking 3 dogs with a cell phone in hand. The voice is the person the dog walker is talking to on speakerphone. She, the dog walker, not the bodiless woman with the voice, sees me, but cannot talk to me because she's talking to the voice. Waving me past her 3 panting dogs, she keeps talking to the mystery person. That was a bit annoying. On the way back into the house, I managed one more peek at my phone to verify what time Woody Allen's new movie is playing at the Ambler Theater. Got it. Back to the family meal. Family time. This summer, many of us have been fortunate to take longer periods of time away from computers and phones. They may have been periods as long as the time needed to prepare a meal. They may have been longer. I ask you, how many people have taken an entire day, 24 hours in a row, away from screens of all kinds this summer? Okay. How many people have taken longer than one day in a row away from screens? Okay, very good for you all. That's great. Today, as we enjoy the last phase of summer, let's explore the value of being unplugged in summer and beyond. Spiritually, this conversation is about balancing the many benefits and problems of the digital age. What is digital technology doing for our well-being as individuals? What is digital technology doing for our well-being as communities? In his book, Building a Good Life in the Digital Age, William Powers emphasizes that we receive many benefits by connecting to information and each other. With modern technology tools, we can do many tasks more efficiently and nurture our souls at the same time. For example, one of my only significant laments is living 800 miles away from my parents and sister. However, thanks to my cell phone, I call my parents at least 5 times a week. Many times we just talk about the mundane, weather, sports, always politics. Then my parents get to talk to their grandchildren, and of course, everything is well with the world. In these calls, I receive blessed injections of connection with my parents, soothing my soul. Powers says, in a myriad of personal scenarios, we use technology to nurture relationships, feed emotional, spiritual hungers, to express ourselves, to be creative. Our church website helps to do that. We've had an outstanding list of preachers this summer, and their sermons are up on YouTube on our website. That's nourishment. Other social benefits include all over forming and maintaining groups. Our caring list. When people are struggling, we put out caring notes so people know to reach out. That's value added. Currently, our country is responding to natural disasters using digital technology. It's helping people come back from flooding in Louisiana, fires in California. Digital technology helps topple repressive regimes and hold governments accountable to do the right thing. They help us to be more efficient in our jobs. For example, more people can do their jobs from home or almost anywhere. And with this example, we slip over into the problems, which for many of us starts with the fact that we can do our jobs from home or almost anywhere. The park, the train, the airport, blah, blah, blah. We cannot escape our jobs, many of us. We resemble the allegory, where approximately 1 billion people at a time are in one gigantic room with no established escape routes. Like the voice helping to walk 3 dogs on my block, the air is full of people. People tap, tap, tap on your shoulder. Someone you know has just seen a funny or interesting video. Someone really wants to share a random thought with you. There's been a mass shooting in West Africa. Interest rates are down again. Ryan Seacrest shared a big secret. Your friend is thrilled to be at the beach. Your coworker reminds you that you forgot to send that email. Someone responded to your Facebook post. Oh, please grab some milk on your way home if you can. And oh, this joke, you've got to hear this great joke I heard. And receiving this news can be fine and good, but we're learning more about significant negative consequences deriving from the seemingly inescapable room with endless taps. Powers says of the 2 mental worlds everyone inhibits, the inner and the outer world increasingly rules. The more connected we are, the more we depend on the world outside of us, and we hear more of the voices of others. We don't hear our own voice as much. And you don't need psychological expertise to view that as troublesome. The Roman philosopher Seneca was born around the same time as Jesus. Seneca kept it simple with his students, telling them, measure your life. It just does not have room for so much. Amen, Seneca. Today, with the measurements of our lives, We do not have room for so much. We've been effectively living by a paradigm which holds, first, connecting via screens is good, and second, the more you connect, the better. And those priorities spread us thin. They make staying grounded very difficult. Digital priorities replace family and friend face-to-face time with screen time. Digital priorities distract us and in numerous ways actually reduce our work efficiency. Of course, it's tough to sort out these dilemmas of managing technical advancements to our advantage. The good news is, historically speaking, we are not alone in facing such dilemmas. We're only the latest travelers on the long human journey of learning how to work with inventions and developments. Henry David Thoreau was skeptical about the value of the railroad coming to Concord. Henry feared that train would disrupt the peace. Similar tensions were felt in different times by different people about the telegram, the automobile, the telephone, the airplane, the da-da-da-da. This goes back at least as far as when humans started writing on cave walls and papyrus and felt ambivalent about reducing the importance of the oral tradition. Writing started over 5,000 years ago in the area we now call the Middle East. 2,400 years ago in Greece, Plato and Socrates worried mightily about what writing would do to humans. They hungered to maintain the experience of people spending time with each other, talking and listening. When did you last spend significant quality time with somebody in face-to-face dialogue? Socrates, who loved Athens with its hundreds of thousands of interesting people, also found it highly valuable to walk a distance with a friend in order to converse in nature. After settling in near a brook, Socrates said, "There's something really divine about this place." And he used the word divine literally to suggest that the gods were inspiring his mind to take flight. Depth is a hard-to-define subjective experience. William James wrote that depth of experience is about the capacity of the soul to be grasped. The capacity of the soul to be grasped, to have its life currents absorbed by what is given. So it's not always as simple a function of how much time you spend with your cat. A key aspect of growing into spiritually mature adulthood involves learning to be okay with you. Be okay with you. Some measure of successful solitude, we're more prone to set the conditions whereby our souls can be grasped by life. So then we all have the reality, rubber to the road. How do we do it? I say we can do it. We know we can do it. The point is not to run away from all technology and become isolated hermits. The goal is to find balance between today's activity and ancient human wisdom. Spending more time by ourselves and paying attention to one thing at a time, one person at a time, our souls expand with wisdom and genius. In this way, our solutions can be old school. You can take a walk with a friend and go down to the brook. You might find some depth. Your mind may take flight. William Powers gave some helpful guiding questions about finding balance. They're found in your order of service for easy, continuous reference. Does your screen time help you think and work better? Does your screen time deepen your ties to your friends? Do your explorations enrich your understanding of the world? Do you come away in a better state of mind or soul than you were to begin with? Let's all support each other in making decisions based on our best judgment. In our worship service, we will use our screen when it can help us tell stories, connect with faces and images, and feel more deeply. If the screen use will not enrich a specific worship service, we will not use it. Life is like a garden, needing some strategy for what to plant and what to weed. Recently, a friend and I were standing on top of the museum steps looking down on the wide parkway towards City Hall and the waving flags of many nations. The sky had a pink-gray hue. We looked next to us and saw 4 people who had their faces buried in their phones. My friend and I realized that we ourselves were holding off cravings to do the same. But together, we did hold off. We weeded out the phones. We prioritized gazing down on our beloved city together. Similar weeding is beneficial in our homes. You can zone your home for together space and alone space. Use that to your advantage when you can. When we honestly explore these questions in the context of our lives, we often realize that less is more. Simplify, simplify, simplify can be the best way. We may hate to admit it, but many times choosing only one task or even no task at all is the best. On Saturday night, between 9 p.m. and midnight, I like to listen to El Viaje, public radio program featuring salsa, mambo, and Latin jazz with host David Ortiz. I'm still connected electronically, but somehow the local radio arriving through the airwaves feels different to me. My experience does not involve Wi-Fi or computer or smartphone. I feel like I know David Ortiz, even though I don't. When he plays the rhythms, sometimes I get up and move. No matter what, I feel at home with myself and the world. Let's listen to Victor for a second.